representation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So outcome, the visualization is completely different story. What important is the background thing, whether you are able to process and logically implement the complete concept or not, right?
Yeah. One thing that really helped in that object-oriented class is thinking of a good example is cars. You have a class, you can have a class of a car, a super class like sports car, and then specific models, or and then each car has its own attributes. Car could be a general class, super class. Then you might have sports car, economy car, and so forth. Each of these are subclasses, and the super class will have common attributes, such you have tires, 4 tires typically,
4 axles.
Yeah, exactly. So just that kind of thing, and then you start to appreciate the value of being able in programming to define classes and subclasses and so forth.
It's just
let's go for the concept. Like you have just mentioned what I'm going to explain now. The point is, I'm going to explain 2 things. One is the types of methods that we have, and second is the inheritance, which you are talking about, the base class, child class, and all those things, right? And we will take 1, 2, 3 examples based on that, and then we'll go for one small applications using the object-oriented programming. Okay. Right. So let's understand the different types of methods. Till this point, we have seen a method or a function that is defined within the class, which has a default argument as self, right? This is a normal function. But sometimes you don't want this first argument to be represented as object. Sometimes you want that first argument to be represented as class. So I'll tell you when it will be required. Okay, I will tell you that. Now let's say this is my class. This is my simple class which we have implemented yesterday, right? Yeah. And in this case, let's say for example, I create an employee SAK, which is equal to employee class, and I will pass some values to that, right? So let's say I'll say employee number 100, employee name Sakib, employee salary. This will ultimately create an object for me of name SAK, and if I say SAK dot display, it will ultimately be like I'll be able to print all the information that is associated with that, right? Is that clear? Yes. Till this point, it's clear?
Yeah.
If I again do that with the Ray will also have the same kind of functionality available with him. So we have 2 different, just let me just share them. So we have here two different objects which can print their own informations, right? They represent there. Now, for example, if I want to change the salary of Ray, I can just say Ray dot esal, right? Ray dot esal, and I can just modify the value of Ray, right? Is that clear? And if I again check what's the salary of Ray, it will print like this, and we can see that it is modified. Previously it was this, now it is this. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. So now if you understood this, you know that how we can modify an instance variable. Now what I wanted is I want to modify the increment also. I want to change the value of increment. I want to say now I want to give this month, I want to give 0.2, that's 20% increment to all the employees, or 50% increment to all the employees. So I want to modify this static variable. Modifying the instance variable is something like this. How can we modify a static variable? Can we do it like this? Ray.incr is equal to 0.2. Is that possible?
I wouldn't think so, because it's a static variable.
It is possible. But
That's
what happened here? I can see that something happened, right?